Mic check. Yo! King of the Pit TV. Des ROCKSTEADY. The Smiths, the Queen is dead. Alright. I would say it was quite fitting. It's not been fitting for some time. Living over here in England, I remember very well when the Queen passed. And I was kind of gutted actually, because all the way down the main roads and the motorways and whatnot, where they would have the signs that stated like diversion on the A60 whatever and so on and so forth, like give you a heads up, it said rest in peace Queen Elizabeth, and then the years below. And I didn't manage to get a photo beside one of them. Do I care about the aristocracy? Do I fuck? But you know, it's I think she was the longest serving queen ever, like potentially. I don't know if it was royalty in general, like leadership. I don't know. Like I said, I don't care. It's a load of shit. So we got the Smiths devoted to my man Ray. Thank you very much for the recommendation, Ray. We're gonna have some good recommendations from my man coming up. Starting off with the debut. Not the debut of the Smiths, but the debut of Ray's recommendations. That is The Queen is Dead by the Smiths. It's been a minute since we returned to the Smiths. Done a couple of albums on this channel, and now we're here. Shall we jump in straight away? We've got the self-titled. It's the longest one on the record at 6 minutes 26. Let's go. Bit of Moz tonight.
Between arches, her very lowness with a head in a sling. I'm truly sorry, but it sounds like a wonderful thing. I say, Charles, don't you ever crave to appear on the front of the Daily Mail, dressed in your mother's bridal veil?
Who's depicted on the front cover? Does anybody know? 1986, Warner Music. This is quite unique for a band like this, right? To produce so many shorter songs on the record. Frankly, Mr. Shankly is 2 minutes 18 seconds long. Vicar and the Tutu is 2 minutes 24. Cemetery Gates 2 minutes 41. You know, on a 10-track record, a band like the Smiths, I find that quite unique. You know, because of the poetic value of the music, you would think it would need a moment to express what needs to be said, you know, and not compile it into a more shorter form.
We can go for a walk where it's quiet and dry and talk about precious things. But when you're tied to your mother's apron, no one talks about castration. We can go for a walk where it's quiet and dry and talk about precious things.
If you're not from England, right, and you want to find something odd, have a look at the painting that was commissioned and unveiled by King Charles. He who is in current leadership of the aristocracy, the King of England. Have a look at the painting that was unveiled by him not so long back, maybe a year or two back, between that time now. Have a look at that. That's the one painting that's really been put at the forefront of his reign. And he did a bit of a photo shoot with it. And just have a look at that. I'm not gonna ruin it for you and go into any further detail. But if you don't think, you know, there's something odd going on with this world, it'll be fascinating for you to have a look at that and make sense of what it depicts. And just because you might not pick up on it, because it's a fine detail, but there's a butterfly in that painting as well, the monarch butterfly, alright? Have a look into the symbolism of the monarch butterfly and what it links to, you know. You'll find some interesting stuff. I think the Smiths are great. I think they're unique. I think instrumentally they're a very talented band, but I raise a question. If there was a band like the Smiths that, you know, didn't get put in position, so they didn't have family or... Well, they started like any humble local band, and they were around now, do you think they would be able to garner the success of the Smiths of the 80s? Do you think this is a symbol of the 80s? Obviously, the Smiths of today would have different topics, different context matter, different societal critique, but what do you think? Because listening to this does sound like an 80s record. It does have that 80s sound to it, you know? Which is part of the charm. Listen to that snare. What a corker to start the record off, eh? Powerhouse of a track to start that record off. Proper good. The outro's great as well. Mozza leaving the scene to allow the band to show off, you know, their grooves and moves to the end. Great track to start this off. Yeah, fantastic. Frankly, Mr. Shankly is coming up next. Yes, now bless now. Do not forget the rest now. The Smiths, The Queen is Dead, track number 2. Frankly, Mr. Shankly. It's a brief one at 2 minutes 18 seconds long. We're listening to the whole album tonight. Let's jump in.
Frankly, Mr. Shankly, this position I've held, it pays my way and it corrodes my soul. I want to leave. You will not miss me. I want to go down in musical history. Frankly, Mr. Shankly, I'm a sickening wreck. I've got the 21st century breathing down my neck. I must move fast. You understand me. I want to go down in celluloid history. Mr. Shankly. Fame, fame, fatal fame.
That's crazy. Do you know that bit there? My brain makes up the bass ascension, dum 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 dum, but I don't think it's actually on the recording. I replayed it a couple of times to hear if it was the Tom's tune to that note that was being played. It sounds like there's a very faint... I don't know if I'm just making this up in my head. Is there an ascension of them notes there, or is it quite simply just the tom?
Fame, fame, fatal fame. It can play hideous tricks on the brain. But still I'd rather be famous than righteous or holy. Any day, any day, any day. But sometimes I feel more fulfilled making Christmas cards with the mentally ill. I want to live and I want to love. I want to catch something that I might be ashamed of. Frankly, Mr. Shankly, this position I've held, it pays my...
Look at this, we've got the story behind the song here. It's a very watered down way of saying it, but basically their record company was screwing them over by not paying them enough, and their manager, potentially their manager, is who the song is about. While listening to it, he hadn't realised it was about him until he got to the part about bloody awful poetry, because he used to write poetry and give it to Morrissey to critique it. This part made him laugh. They still remained friends because he found the song quite funny. It's just that the Smiths switched over to another person. Isn't it mad? Even the Smiths were getting screwed over by the labels. You can't win. You can't win.
I didn't realise you wrote such bloody awful poetry, Mr. Shankly. Frankly, Mr. Shankly, since you ask, you are a fat passion and pain in their eyes. I do not mean to be so rude, still I must speak frankly, Mr. Shankly. Oh, give us money.
Great songwriting in that, not because of the quirky essence, you know, the frankly, you know, in the jovial, light-hearted, melodical sense, but the phrasing, you know, albeit as poetic as the Smiths generally are, it's not as, you know, it's not written as poetic form as some other songs might be. It's a little more, you know, A-B rhyming scheme, and I don't know if that was the literal rhyming scheme, but you know, I'm coming from just like back to basics. A good display of Morris's vocabulary and alternate means of approaching songwriting whilst staying within the boundaries and formula of pop songwriting. Nice little upbeat tune there, which might come to an end now, considering we've got a tune entitled I Know It's Over coming up next. Yes, now bless now people, don't forget to rest now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, the Smiths, The Queen Is Dead is the record. It's devoted to my good friend Ray, who recommended this over on the Patreon. I Know It's Over. Let's wallow in some pity for the next 5 minutes. Track number 3.
Oh, mother, I can feel the soul falling over my head. And as I climb into an empty bed, oh well, enough said. I know it's over, still I cling. I don't know where else I can go. Oh, mother, I can feel the soil falling over my head. See the sea wants to take me, the knife wants to slit me. Do you think you can help me? Sad veiled bride, please be happy. Handsome groom, give her room. Loud, loutish lover, treat her kindly, though she needs you more than she loves you. And I know it's over, still I cling. I don't know where else I can go. Over, 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 over. I know it's over, and it never really began, but in my heart it was so real. And you even spoke to me and said, if you're so funny, then why are you on your own tonight? And if you're so clever, then why are you on your own tonight? If you're so very entertaining, then why are you on your own tonight? If you're so very good looking, why do you sleep alone tonight? I know, 'cause tonight is just like any other night. That's why you're on your own tonight. With your triumphs and your charms, while they're in each other's arms. It's so easy to laugh, it's so easy to hate. It takes strength to be gentle and kind. Over, over, over.
It's easy to...
So easy to hate. It's so easy to laugh.
It's so easy to laugh. It's so easy to hate. It takes strength to be gentle and kind. It's a good example of what a mystic would call the principle of polarity, and it's the truth. It's the truth. To laugh in joy as a knee-jerk reaction, to hate as an expression of low vibrational emotion, right? To react emotionally in a negative fashion, to be triggered, to be expressive in this volatile and self-destructive means is very easy. But to be gentle, to be kind, genuinely, not in a Mr. Nice Guy way, exposes strength. Because you're not fearful of the softness you exhibit. You're not threatened of potentially becoming a victim through the exhibition of strength as a man, as the exhibition of kindness and softness as a man, because you have self-understanding, knowledge and strength within oneself to act against the grain, where you don't have to overcompensate, you know, in a negative fashion externally to the world to conceal the child within, the hurt and defenseless child within.
So easy to hate. It takes strength to be gentle and kind. It's so easy to laugh, it's so easy to hate. It takes guts to be gentle and kind. Love is natural and real, but not for you, my love. Not tonight, my love. Love is natural and real, but not for such as you and I, my love. Oh, mother, I can feel the soil falling over my...
This is crazy. You're a wizard, Jimmy says, I love how we all collectively know the same unspoken kind of depressed feeling just by knowing you listen to the Smiths. Oi! I like the Smiths' upbeat, joyful melodies. I pulled in the club to this charming man one night, you know. Don't get me excited! I miss them days. Couple of fellas and myself had a few drinks. Wankered. Turned up to like the only bar that's open like post 3 o'clock in the city centre. Plays indie music, indie music, you know. British music, the Smiths, Charlatans, you know, Jerry Cinnamon. I know Jerry Cinnamon in English, but you know where I'm coming from. Oasis and the like. I had a drink in my hand, getting down, feeling good. This charming man's Leave it with me, boys. I went for a little shindig. The energy was infectious. Cute little ting. Good times. That's the Smiths I want. I like the Smiths, but you know, this sort of burdensome woe is me stuff as to which we're hearing now. Whoa. To relate means I have to be in a bleak place, and I'm not, you know. Good tune. Good development, good build. You know, I almost don't want to say good lyrical content because it should really be a given with Morrissey's penmanship, you know? Absolutely phenomenal as always. This isn't a song I'm going to listen to. This would be a skip for me because it's just a bit dreary. And I know it's the Smiths, but, you know, I don't want pure 100% misery guts because I don't wish to align myself with that energy. That's not to say it's lesser than anything else. You have to be in the right headspace, you know. You have to be in the right headspace. Never Had No One Ever is coming up next. Yes, now blessed now. Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, signing in. The Smiths, The Queen is Dead. Track number 4 of 10 is entitled Never Had No One Ever. Not heard this one before. Stylist through goes out to my friend Ray. Let's jump in. 1 million views.
When you walk without ease on these streets where you were raised, I had a really bad dream. It lasted 20 years, 7 months, and 27 days, and I had no one ever. Now I'm outside your house. I'm alone, and I'm outside your house. I hate to intrude. Oh, I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone, and I never had no one ever.
Instrumental's bluesy in its own subtle way.
Never had no one ever. I never had no one ever. Had no one ever. Never.
Here's one for you, right? Because I don't know about this. My ex-girlfriend told me about this. She assumed... Now, I'm not here to talk about sexuality and throw people under the bus and so forth. But Morrissey is a fascinating character, right? My ex thought he was into dudes. Is that the case? And I just say that because based on the fact that he's writing about never had no one ever, you know, has he lived this independent lifestyle, like, till now? I'm not really here for the gossip, but it would be fascinating to know. Because he's a beautiful enigma of a man. So I'm projecting myself as his boyfriend, to be honest with you. That's exactly why I'm asking. Let's leave that one there. Never had no one ever. He can have me if he wants. But he's interested in his poetry and songs of love and romance and so forth, so it really amplifies the ambiguity of the man behind the lyrical content, you know? This is Johnny Marr's favourite Smith song. And someone says, is it possible to choose a favourite Smiths track? Probably. I think mine might be Headmaster's Ritual. Is that what they call it? The Headmaster's Ritual, yeah? That's a fucking right sound to that. La da 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 da. Well, I'm going to astral project myself into Morrissey's house tonight. So if you hear anything on the news about Morrissey seeing a ghost-like spectral figure, you know who it was. All right. I didn't literally break in anywhere, all right? I just simply visited via the astral plane. That was Never Had No One Ever. We've had 2 morbid songs back to back. I Know It's Over and Never Had No One Ever back to back. That's a heavy hitting combo, that, isn't it? You don't get that often. You don't get that often. I preferred it to I Know It's Over, I reckon. We've got Cemetery Gates coming up next. Yes, now, bless now. Don't forget the rest now. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in. The Queen is Dead. Track numero 5, I think. 5 of 10 is Cemetery Gates. Not to be mistaken for the Cemetery Gates by Pantera. Or, what was that song Avenged Sevenfold did? Where Sinister Gates does a solo on the coffin. Wow, wow, wow. Come on now. Cemetery Gates. 2011 remaster this is, by the way. I should have really referenced that at the start.
Dreaded sunny days, so I'll meet you at the cemetery gates. Keats and Yates are on your side. I dreaded sunny days, so I'll meet you at the cemetery gates. Keats and Yates are on your side. Wild, wild is on mine. So we go inside and we gravely read the stones. All those people, all those lives, where are they now? Oh, with the loves and hates and passions just like mine. They were born and then they lived and then they died. Seems so unfair, I want to cry. You say a thrice undone salutation to the dawn, and you claim these words as your own. But I've read well and I've heard them said 100 times, maybe less, maybe more. If you must write pros and poems, the words you use should be your own. Don't plagiarize or take on loan. But there's always someone somewhere with a big nose who knows and trips you up and laughs when you fall. He'll trip you up and laugh when you fall. You say London do dusted.
Is that a lyric? I've missed that unless it's coming up. A dreaded sunny day. I like that. That's so Smiths, isn't it? That's very Morrissey. A dreaded sunny day.
Which could only be your own. And then produce the text from whence was ripped.
You know what? Someone's referencing the outro here. One thing the Smiths are really good at is doing an outro. I would argue that the Smiths do outros like better than 90% of bands out there. Really good outros, and I say that because I guess it's not necessarily an outro as much as it is like an extended bridge section, but I absolutely fell in love on one of the last albums with I've completely forgotten which one it was. I'll have to find out and tell you. He repeats a line over and over and over again, and it's a great line. And it might be about poetry. Although I would be surprised if it was. Either includes the word poetry or sorry, perhaps. I need to find out which one it is. If you're a Smiths fan, you should know what I'm talking about. On one of the earlier albums, from like the midpoint... Oh, the song is That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore. And they just repeat the same line, and it's a great line. And they just go on. I should know it. I'm doing the band a disservice by forgetting it, but... You know, I've only got a small brain.
A dreaded sunny day, so let's go where we're happy and I'll meet you at the cemetery gate. So Keats and Yeats are on your side. A dreaded sunny day, so let's go where we're wanted and I'll meet you at the cemetery gate. Keats and Yeats are on your side, but you lose. His web of a wild is on the mind.
Reference to Keats, reference to Wild, the portrait of Dorian Gray. That was Cemetery Gates, you know. We've climbed out of the hole that was dug from the past two tracks as far as the misery and the lower tonality was concerned. Bit more major on this one. Only brief at 2 minutes 41. Nice song, nice song. Big Mouth Strikes Again coming up next. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV signing in, listening to The Queen is Dead by the Smiths. This one is Big Mouth Strikes Again. You know what? I have heard this one before, and I've heard this as well in the form of a hardcore punk song. A band called Slapshot, one of my favourite hardcore bands. Really, one of my favourite hardcore bands. They did a cover of this, and they did a good job of it because the people enjoyed it. You know, I think it's their most streamed tune, maybe through it being via the Smiths, or the people genuinely think it's that good. But I saw them perform live, and they performed the song and people enjoyed it. You know, I don't really want to hear, you know, a good band I want to go see do cover songs, in all honesty. I want to hear the original material generally, you know. I think there comes a certain point where a band should stop doing covers because it comes across as a bit corny and degrades the awesomeness of seeing a band that should be larger than life. But you know, I guess it's a hardcore punk band. It's hardly a festival headlining, concert filling act. But yeah, Big Mouth Strikes Again. That's track number 6 of 10. Let's go. Slapshot, great band, by the way.
Sweetness, I was only joking when I said by rights you should be bludgeoned in your bed. And now I know how Joan of Arc felt. Now I know how Joan of Arc felt. As the flames rose to her Roman nose and her Walkman started to melt.
I find the Cure and the Smiths two sides of the same coin, you know? Some fucking quality Cure songs. Such as the Smiths, I sort of have the same perspective because I really like their upbeat songs more than their more Gier songs. The upbeat songs are absolutely brilliant. The Cure, they've got an underrated track, very underrated track, called Mint Car. I love that song. I love that song. I love the writing. I love the ad-libs. I love the energy to that song. I love the vibe of that song. Beautiful song. Rest in peace, Andy Rock. La 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 la, Big Mouth strikes again.
I got no right to take my place with the human race. Big mouth, la-da-da-da-da. Big mouth, la-da-da-da. Big mouth strikes again, and I got no right to take my place with the human race. And now I know how Joan of Arc felt. Now I know how Joan of Arc
I was wondering why people were referencing Joan of Arc.
as the flames rose to her own nose and her hearing aid started to melt.
Come on. Bow, 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 bow.
Big mouth strikes again, and I've got no right to take my place with the human race. Big
Big
mouth,
Mouth, la da da da.
big mouth strikes again, and I've got no right to take my place with the human race. Big mouth, big mouth, big mouth strikes again, and I've got no right to take my place with the human race.
That was a great number, that. I mean, we do have There Is a Light That Never Goes Out on this record, but this has been the best track so far. Of course, I'm familiar with it, but that's a great song, isn't it? There's a reason why I'm familiar with it, and it's because it has to reach your ears if you're a fan of music. Because it's a great track. Really good tune, that. Great energy, great hook. I mean, the hook is the most important thing. Big Mouth, la da da da. Big Mouth strikes again. We've all been Big Mouth, you know, at one point in our lives. Really fantastic. That's a great song. What more needs to be said about that? The Boy with the Thorn in His Side coming up next. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in. The Boy with the Thorn in His Side is track 7 of 10. We're listening to The Queen Is Dead. The full album is devoted to Ray, who recommended this on the Patreon. One love to my brother there. Let's jump in. Supposedly this is Morris's favourite Smith song. So both Morrissey's and Johnny Marr's favourites are on this record.
behind the hatred there lies a murderous desire for love. How can they look into my eyes and still they don't believe me? How can they hear me say those words, still they don't believe me? And if they don't believe me now, will they ever believe me? And if they don't believe me now, will they ever?
This is a good one. Painting Toss says better than the Beatles, and we've got 4 replies. What do we think's in these replies? We're on a Smiths video, and people like the Smiths, so it could be in support, and it could be you can't compare the two, or cause the Beatles are a force to be. The Beatles are the unmovable object. There might be someone in there just saying no one compares to the Beatles. Let's find out. Weird comparison, says Sophia. Cabinescent says better. Do you even know what Beatles did to music? Nonsensical comparison. It's like saying Metallica is better than Mozart. Fluffy says Beatles are overrated. But yes, it's like comparing oranges to blackberries. Fascinating. The Smiths were a 4-piece like the Beatles were. The Smiths wrote songs like the Beatles did. And the Smiths wrote guitar-laden pop rock songs are like the Beatles. I don't think they're that far away than what we're sort of getting at here. I think they've got a lot in common. Am I right or am I right, people? The Beatles wouldn't have been as successful as they were without the Grand Wizard, Jimmy Savile, casting a few spells behind the scene, but we're not going to talk about that. If you want to see a good documentary, which might be shadow banned supposedly on YouTube, search "Was Jimmy Savile a Wizard?" Trust me, you're gonna go down a deep rabbit hole with that. If you know who Savile is, that is, you know. Jimmy Savile used to live around the corner from me, believe it or not, when I was a young man. I could be. I'll tell you, I got so many stories, but we're not going to talk about the deep, dark depths of that. I do have a morbid fascination with that dude, though. Trust me, like the amount of stories you hear from the local areas. But with that being said, search "Was Jimmy Savile a Wizard?" Crazy.
They don't want to believe us, and if they don't believe us now, will they ever believe us? And when you want to live, how'd you start? Where'd you go? Who'd you need to know? Oh, 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 oh,
Isn't that such a beautiful sound? Such a elevated, bright, open air, heavenly sound, you know. Such a great register for a song. Great, big, wide chords. Lovely, airy, fairy lead guitar. Beautiful lead vocal. Really good song, that. Really good song. Really good sound. Very cohesive as a band. Fantastic. Really good. Really full sound. I like that a lot. Vicar in a Tutu coming up next. Yes, now. Bless now. Don't forget the rest now. There's Rocksteady. King of the Pit TV. Vicar in a Tutu. Somewhat alike. Girlfriend in a Coma. Am I right? Or am I right? Girlfriend in a coma, I know. Vicar in a tutu, I know. I know it's serious. Well, listen to the Smiths. This is track 8 of 10 on The Queen is Dead, Gone, Poot. Let's jump in.
I was minding my business, lifting some lead off the roof of a holy name church. It was worthwhile living a laughable life, setting my eyes on the blistering sides of the tutu is not striking.
Beautiful. He's not strange. He just wants to live his life his way. Isn't that a gorgeous statement? Beautiful. Shifty Kitty says, if you skip frankly, Mr. Shankly, you're a monster. That's really funny. Someone says he got told that Ma wrote a wandering guitar riff, sent it to Morrissey, and then Morrissey adds lyrics about a vicar and a tutu over the top. Can you imagine that? How brilliant is that? Max Potential gives it a 7.5 out of 10. There's a great moving bass line to this. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. Come on now. Decent tune. I love that line. That someone highlighted. I gotta give respect to British Bulldog who made it loud and clear. No, well, shout out to British Bulldog anyway for the username, but the top comment was Dark Star Crochet says he's not strange, he just wants to live his life his way. Thank you for highlighting that lyric, because that's a beautiful lyric. That's a beautiful lyric. I think we all agree with that lyric one way or another, you know, at least, you know, project ourselves upon that statement as opposed to, you know, the world around us. It'd be nice for us to be as strange and weird and wacky and as unique and as ourselves as needs be, without the prejudice and judgment and societal norms hoisted upon us by the pressures of the society that has been built, you know. There is a light that never goes out coming up soon. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV signing in. I have heard this one before. Don't be silly. 87 million views on this. This is the Smiths' There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. It's track number 9 of 10 on The Queen Is Dead. This title listen through goes out to my very good friend Ray, who recommended us on the Patreon. Plenty of good recommendations coming up from Ray, so keep your eye out. Let's keep moving. Would you say this is the Smiths' most known song? Because I haven't got one anymore. Take me out tonight. Look at this. This guy says I killed this at karaoke the other night. This is a great karaoke song. This is no doubt a great karaoke song.
Because I want to see people and I want to see life.
Driving in your car.
Oh, please don't drop me home.
Because I have
my home, it's their home and I'm welcome no more. And if
Double-decker bus. My people, you want to remember this one, alright? Why is Morrissey's electric bill always so high? Because there is a light that never goes out. Remember that one and tell your friends that one. That's a good one, isn't it? Remember that one, people. That's a great one. To us, to die by your side, heavenly way to die. Ton truck, the both of us. Pleasure, the privilege is mine. Actually, this charming man might edge this as the most popular Smith song. What do you think? What do you think?
Take me out tonight. Take me
Anywhere, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care.
And in the darkened underpass, I thought, oh God, my chance has come at last. But then a strange fear gripped me and I just couldn't ask. Take me out.
I did watch the film. I've seen it a couple of times. 500 Days of Summer. Yes. I think the first time I saw it with my first girlfriend, when it was like literally out in the cinemas. I think so. And then I watched it again by myself, believe it or not. And that's purely because it's like the only romance film I've like ever seen in my life, really. I think we put on one with, a few years back, put on one with, she was a pop star, or still is, Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo. She's an actor, right? Is it Jennifer Lopez I'm thinking of? Yeah, I think it is. And she was in like a romance film. And it was forgettable. But I think that's like the two romantic films I've seen. Jennifer Lopez, wow, what a beauty, yeah?
Oh, take me anywhere, don't care, don't care, don't care. Driving in your car, I never want to go home because I haven't got one all alone. Oh, I haven't got one. Under the double-decker bus crashes into us.
To die by your side.
It's such a heavenly way to die.
And if a 10-ton... I mean, the composition of this chorus is one of a kind. This is a great chorus, is it not?
Kills the both of us. To die by your side. Well, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. Oh, there is a light and it never goes out. There is a light and it never goes out. There is a light and it never goes out. There is a light and it never goes out. There is a light and it never goes out. There is a light and it never goes out.
Put some respect on whoever's on keyboards. Take me out tonight. Great number. Great number. What more needs to be said? What more needs to be said? That chorus is spectacular. The Take Me Out Tonight being the first line of the three verses. Fantastic. Let's finish off. Some girls are bigger than others. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV signing in with the last track of The Queen is Dead. We've been listening to the Smiths tonight. This is Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others. Morrissey also did a tune independently, which me and my ex laughed at quite a bit, but I can't remember the lyrical content to a T, but it's about Fatty. I love you, Fatty. which is quite humorous. I forgot the lyrical content though. I believe I've heard that Johnny Marr wanted the effect at the beginning to resemble someone closing a door and opening it again. First comment, well, in my opinion, that just didn't work. Come on now. Engineers would add that effect to make sure they got paid. I remember hearing that was the case for the song. That's crazy. Engineers like, shit, we need to actually do something. You know what I mean? There's a, in songwriting, there's a motto. Change a word, get a third, right? So when you see random people on songwriting credits, you know, as far as like the mainstream is concerned, they might not have actually done anything. They've just like chimed in the studio, oh, change that word from that to that, and now suddenly they're co-songwriters on these epic pop songs, you know?
From the ice age to the dull age, there is but one concern I have just discovered. Some girls are bigger than others. Some girls are bigger than others. Some girls' mothers are bigger than other girls' mothers. Some girls are
A lot of love for Johnny Marr on this one.
bigger than others. Some girls are bigger than others. Some girls' mothers are bigger than other girls' mothers. As Antony said to Cleopatra as he opened a crater veil, oh, I said, some girls are bigger than others. Some girls are bigger than others. Some girls' mothers.
Rest in peace, Andy. Maybe everyone will now realise how integral you were to the Smiths. Truth be told, these bass lines are absolutely phenomenal. Like, throughout the record, the bass lines have been phenomenal. I've not commented too much on the bass lines because it's self-explanatory.
Some girls are bigger than others. Some girls are bigger than others. Some girls' mothers are bigger than other girls' mothers.
Look at this. Getting high as bollocks at 65 years old listening to this song. Come on! Thumbs up. Put some respect on that. Listen to that bass line. Put some respect on the drums as well, eh? Little tambourine on top of there. Drummer jamming out. Put some respect on that. Flipping sick, mate. Are we going to do the fade out and in? We've got time to. Nice slow fade out, it seems. Great track to finish off with. Good tune. Very enjoyable. It was like four lines of lyric to that. Really good. I'm going to do one last video. I'll rate this out of 10 and I'll give you my final overview of the record as a whole. See you there. Yes, now. There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV. We just listened to The Queen is Dead by the band The Smiths. Alright. 10 tracks. Recommended on Patreon by Ray. Thank you for that, Ray. It was about time we continued on with our Smiths journey. Was this a good record? Nah, I'm joking. This was a good record. We listened to the 2011 remaster, so it's not, you know, the same sonics as the original, but who's complaining? Kicking off with the title track, The Queen is Dead. Half decent. Frankly, Mr. Shankly, Bit quirky for me. Bit quirky. But it's not a bad composition. And if you don't like it, it's 2 minutes 20. 2 minutes 18 to be exact. Now, from there we got I Know It's Over and Never Had No One Ever. We've doubled up on the misery on track 3 and 4. It's to be a given with the Smiths. Me, I'm not here for the Smiths' slow, miserable songs. I don't want them. I don't want them. I do not want them. I can't align with them. I am not my 17-year-old self falling out of my girlfriend. I'm not bothered. From there, we elevate the energy and we're back on track. Some great songs on this record. Some great songs. Queen is Dead is a fantastic introductory song. Big Mouth Strikes Again. Fantastic. There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. Fantastic. I mean, they're the 3 elevated songs on this 10-track record. That's not to devalue Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others. Vicar in a Tutu, arguably, I like that. Least played on the record, but I like that one. Boy with a Thorn in His Side, great song. Cemetery Gates, great song. Yeah, I can't throw Frankly Mr. Shankly in there, unfortunately. It's, you know, it's the jester of the songs. It's got all the jingles and the bells and the goofiness. I'm not too fussed. Lyrically, it's good, of course. Very poeticized. A lot of literary references in there. I am an avid reader, but I'm a non-fiction sort of dude. So a lot of it may go over my head. But there's a couple of historical references in there as well. Guitar work, great. More important is the guitar pedal work, the effects. Great soundscapes. The bass lines are pristine. Johnny Marr, Johnny Marr, Johnny Marr. Bruh, they all work together as a unit. Andy Rock arguably had a better presence on this record. Had a better performance on this record. Which may be blasphemous to some. But the bass lines did not stop coming to a great standard. Drums, pristine, fantastic. The underrated member of the band, because I don't even know who's on the drum kit. You tell me. But they played the part well. Rating this record's going to be tough. Great amount of material, doesn't outstay its welcome. I could remove Never Had No One Ever, which is my personal taste, because then what we do is we really make a more upbeat tone across the entire record. Them two miserable songs bundled up allow you to enjoy the duality of the Smiths, which is you do get some sorrow. And it's necessary with the Smiths that you get the sorrow. So as far as the general marketability, it's going to fuck everything up. But for me, as a consumer, I could have 9 tracks on there, removing Never Had No One Ever, because I think I Know It's Over was the better manifestation of the spirit of sadness and broken heart. I'll rate this record a 7.5. If we had a better Smiths song, Frankly Mr. Shankly. If we had a better Smiths song, Vicar in a Tutu. I could probably give it a bit of a higher rating. So I'm not removing or ridding. I'm just saying there's better songs in the Smiths catalogue. And they're scattered across the entire catalogue. This band is fantastic, that they're so consistent that you always get great material in the records, but they're also so varied with what they produce and the sounds they produce that you're always going to like some songs more than others. It's a given. This was a great project. I mean, it includes There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. That is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant composition. On that note, I'm signing out. See you on the flip side. Peace.